Okay, so I'm restarting this, right? And I'm trying to think. Let's have a story time. But what is the story time going to be about? Man, that's a great question. So, let's see. Let's see. Um, let's do, because my channel is about travel, so let's do a story time about travel. How about how it started? Okay? How it started. So, when I was a child, I used to fly from Phoenix to Oregon quite often. Didn't realize Arizona was so hot in the summer. I guess because like I was a kid and that's all I really knew. So like every summer I was always involved in some type of summer camp or yeah. And then went to my grandma's in Oregon. I was involved in the summer camp as well there too. I did swim lessons. I was on the swim team. Like that's kind of where like I got a little slight travel bug. And then we would always go up to Portland for Christmas. When I went to college, I ended up going to Maryland. So that was a nice little interesting going from Arizona to Maryland. That was like a reverse culture shock. So that was fun as well too. So again, travel's always been in my blood. But one thing that like when I was a junior, my mom was listening to Family Life Radio, and she heard about Semester at Sea. And that was the beginning of my international like saga. Like, man, that's where it all began. So it was summer 2010, and I was a junior in college. It was my junior summer, and I was all up on credits and everything. I was like, I graduated with I think a 3.0. Like I wasn't the best student, but I passed. So I had a professor, Dr. Song. Dr. Song, if you ever see this, if you're still out there, I just want to say hi and thank you. Like, thank you. Oh, take that back. No, that was the following summer. I'm sorry. Push pause, rewind. So my mom had sent me on this program called Semester at Sea. And I remember it started, I think maybe a week or two after I got out of college. So I had to fly from Baltimore back to Phoenix, and I had to get all my stuff. And one thing I remember when I was waiting at the airport, I remember meeting a couple, and I think they're still together today, because this was 2010. That's crazy. And they're from Tucson, and they're doing the ship as well too. So that was pretty cool. I think those are the only. There's a lot of people that went from ASU and NAU that went there, but those are the only two that I really knew. So, it was fun. So I flew from here to Nova Scotia, Canada, and like I didn't really get any footage or any video or pictures. Like I have a memory of what Nova Scotia was, and I have to go back because it was a beach town. No, take that back. Not a beach town, more of like a yacht pier type of town. And I was only there for the one night because we hopped on the boat the next morning, and I just think I was I was so exhausted because that is when my time travel kind of started, because I went from the East Coast to the West Coast, back to the East Coast, and then I think as soon as I got on that ship, like I was passed out. Like I don't even know if there was like a sail away party or anything. I don't think so because it was like a college event, but I just know like, man, as soon as I got in my room, I just was gone to the world. And I think I took Dramamine right before, just because like I'd never really been on a ship before, and I was on the ship for 66 days. It was such a great experience, like 66 days. So from there, right, so we left, we ported out of Nova Scotia, right, Spain, right, and then we sailed from Canada, then we sailed to Spain. And the crazy thing about that was, right, so typically to sail from the East Coast to like the Mediterranean or Europe, it really shouldn't take that long. But because we were on a ship, it purposely took extra long. We'll take that back. Not so much because we were on ship. It's because we were in school. So they had to go extra slow so we got our studies. That's the only reason why it went like extra slow. So we went from Spain, then we went to Croatia, Greece, Turkey, Morocco, and Egypt, and then we ended up in what's it called? Then we ended up in Virginia, which was pretty cool. Man, like it was that was the beginning. I mean, if I just think about like Nova Scotia, I definitely want to go back and experience Nova Scotia because it seems like it's like a really nice little area. And then from there we went to Spain. Was Spain the first place that we went? Yeah, Spain. I always think about moving to Spain. I really was. Barcelona. I haven't really been to Madrid, so I feel like Europe should be another like. Is Spain in Europe? I don't know. I have to Google it. But let's find out. Because I do need to do that over again. Because is Spain in Europe. Let's see. Yes. Okay, cool. So I was right. So I definitely need to go explore Europe again. So, and I think there's actually, well, there's not. I think there's direct flights from Phoenix to Europe, so I can actually do that again. But yeah, I do want to go check out Spain, and maybe this time I'm going through the whole entire country. Cause like when I went the first time, like it was the very first time I was overseas, and so I was a bit hesitant. Like I was going to so many different countries. Like I didn't want to like leave the boat because like it was just weird. And oh my gosh. This is the first time that I realized that I took a boat from the Americas back to Europe. Or technically back to Africa. Wow. I mean, it's not exactly to the same exact spot, but it's not like I was that far. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. But anyways, so yeah, I'll definitely want to do Spain again. I did Barcelona. I went and saw that church. And I know everybody likes to know all this stuff, and you have to be like a historian and an engineer. There's so many stuff into becoming a content creator. Like you got to do so much homework and research. You know, it's like everything's dealing with like homework and research. The church in Spain. The Sagrada Familia. Yeah. So the Sagrada Familia. So yeah, I definitely want to see like how much they have completed since I was there last. That was pretty cool. I do want to check out like Madrid as well too. And like other spots in Spain. I'll go back to like Barcelona. Barcelona was pretty fire. And then from Spain, we went to Italy. Would I want to do Italy again? I just don't think there was really anything in Italy that I found fascinating. Like, I mean, we did the Colosseum. I don't need to go inside the Colosseum. Let's see what else. I did Rome in a day, so I don't have to go back there. What else did we? We went to some fancy mall. I did like the fountain. I think it's called the Chevy Fountain. The Shetty Fountain. Where I guess you can't do it anymore, but I was one of the few that was able to throw a penny behind me. And I kind of wish we had like this technology then that we have now. Like all these kids have like really great experiences, and I've only really seen one other individual like like document their semester at sea experience. You know, so I'm just kind of like want to like keep on and see how I go. Okay, so from after Spain, Italy, Croatia. Croatia is like my favoriteest country in the whole world. Like, I don't know, something about Croatia is like so nice, and like just the history of like the Serbian-Croatian War in my lifetime, and how Croatia was completely demolished in Dubrovnik for more aspect, and then like how they were able to rebuild that the town was just lovely and amazing, and like it was just Croatia was definitely Croatia was the spot. Croatia was definitely the spot. Let's see what else. We from Croatia. Oh, one thing I enjoyed about Croatia is like where we ported. We were able to like walk from the port to Dubrovnik, and it was just ocean the whole entire time. It was so nice. And they were like rock beaches. I've never really been to a rock beach. Rock beach and black sand beaches are the worst. Oh my gosh. I don't know which one's worse, a rock beach or a black sand beach. I don't know. The black sand beach just burns your feet. Like, oh my gosh. It doesn't even matter if you have shoes or flip-flops on. Your feet will get burned. And then a rock beach, like, it's a rock beach. Like, you're going to step on some rocks. Like, unless you have, like, Tarzan feet or something, like, your feet are going to hurt. But, yeah. So, with Croatia, I like the... What was it? Yeah, the rock beach is crazy. But we went kayaking in Croatia. I saw a really good museum. It was called the War Museum. And it was very interesting because the photographer displayed photos of, like, the family of the war versus, like, the actual... How do I explain it? The actual, like, soldiers. You know, we always see photos of, like, the soldiers and everything. But the family and how they're impacted. That was very, like, eye-opening. I don't know if that museum's still there or if he still has the stuff posted. Because, I mean, like, it was just photos, you know? It was his photo collection. But, man, it was nice. Let's see. From Croatia, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Greece. I thought Greece was pretty nice. I think we went to Mykonos. Oh, we did go to ancient Corinth. I have a friend. Yeah, I have a friend, and she is a PhD historian. Oh, that's the first time I ever said that. Yeah, but she's a PhD historian, and she made us to go to ancient Corinth. Like, I don't know about if you guys know Corinth, but I had no idea what Corinth was until I came back and I was sitting in church, and the pastor was like, "Oh yeah, we're talking about Corinth." I'm like, "Corinth? I've been to that place." So I thought that was pretty cool. But again, she's a PhD historian. I never would have found that. But that was a pretty cool. Even that bus ride adventure. Oh man, we got off on a stop, like a couple stops before we were supposed to get off, and like I don't know if we hitchhiked. I definitely know we didn't walk to ancient Corinth, but somehow we got from like the couple bus stops that we were far from and got to our destination. That was crazy. That was crazy. But that was also a good time, though. That was a good time. So from Greece, we went to Spain, Italy, Croatia, Greece, Turkey. Turkey. Okay. My thoughts about Turkey. Instant bowl turkey. They have the best McDonald's fries. Get mad if you want. I don't care. I go to McDonald's when I go overseas. Hey, it is what it is, right? But yeah, I just remember the Turkey's fries. Like, it was like a sweet, like the oil had like some type of sweet flavor in. I mean, it was a while ago, so I will go back to Turkey. I will go back to Turkey. That is definitely a doable thing, is heading back to Turkey. Yeah, Turkey was fun. Turkey was really, really fun. And then I also remember we went out a couple times in Turkey, and we went out a couple times in Turkey, and I went to I didn't go to the Blue Mosque, but I did go to a mosque, which was pretty cool. See, from Turkey, what else did we do? Oh, excuse me. I know other students went to the Blue Mosque. I didn't. I kind of like stayed around like the ship, and I kind of stayed like not too far from port. Like, I mean, it was the first time I was like overseas, and you know, I'm like kind of by myself. I didn't really know how far my money would go. Like, it was a weird experience, you know. Like, it's one thing being in the U.S., you know, and like I understand like how my money would go, but like when the first time you're out overseas and you're hitting like 7 countries at one time, and then you have like the different time zones, and then you have the different currency exchange, like it's a lot. So trying to like put all that together, especially like you're a young kid, like I mean I was like 22. It was cool. Like I think I had like at least enough money into like the very last country, and then like once I hit back to the States, then it is what it was. I was okay, but like just trying to get from the very last country, like it was crazy how that went. So after it was out, man, that part was crazy. So we have, what was next? So Spain, Italy, Croatia, Greece, Turkey, Morocco. Morocco. I got my hair braided in Morocco. That's what I did in Morocco. I got my hair, I had like, it was interesting, like, I sat in like the small little kids chair, and I was outside. I remember there were like, it was like a little outside alleyway kind of. They were selling all kinds of stuff out there. Kind of like those markets. Like if you guys ever been overseas or something, like those outdoor markets. And so she just sat down there and she like braided my hair. That was pretty cool. I wasn't gonna go to the salon on the ship. Like that lady, those people would have butchered my hair, and I would have been really upset for the whole entire trip. Oh my gosh! But I'm glad I was able to figure that out. We took a train. We took a night train in Morocco. That was an experience. I remember I didn't go to sleep. Now I'm passed out on trains. Like, well, it has to be an Amtrak and I have to have a sleeper like that. That's the only way. But it was just weird. We were all kind of like, I don't know. Like, I just remember like I was with my friend and like I remember she was sleeping on me, and I just kind of stayed up because I don't know when we were getting off or what the scenario was. But yeah, I think we took that from Marrakesh. Yeah, somehow we got to that. We had to take the train to get to Marrakesh from wherever we ported in, and then yeah, we brought the truck, took the train back. And I mean, I just remember there was no AC on the train. We was hot, but you know, those are one of those experiences. You know, like some people have to take that every day. Like that's their every single day life. You know, that's their everyday life. Crazy. And then let's see, where do we go from there? Morocco, Egypt. I think I did a legit excursion in Egypt, and Egypt was fun. Egypt was fun. I did the Nile River tour. I did an overnight pyramid stay. That was fun. Yeah. That was real fun. We did sunrise at the pyramids, and then at night there was a pyramid light show. That was cool. One of my most vivid memories in Egypt was when was it? It was when think what were we doing? We were on the bus, and we were on the bus going to the Egyptian trip, right? And check this out real quick.